All right, guys, so welcome back to the second video of the day. Today, or right now, you guys are going to focus in on your assignment for the day, which we're going to be looking at some sample questions or some early questions about hunting and gathering. So we have to do a lot of the prehistory teaching before we can go into the content, because if you don't have the prehistory, then it's really hard to understand the layers of AP World History. So this is something that is not going to be on your AP exam, but it is very, very important to understand the development of humans and how they're interacting with the world, which is most of what world history is. So our sample daily question is going to be from the EMSCO book that you guys are all going to get a copy of, hopefully within the next month. Okay. So the quote, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to read that on the screen. For most of our history, we supported ourselves by hunting and gathering. It's a life that philosophers have traditionally regarded as nasty, brutish, and short. How do you show that the lives of people 10,000 years ago got better when they abandoned hunting and gathering for farming? Are 20th century hunter-gatherers really worse off than farmers? Scattered throughout the world, several dozen groups of so-called primitive people, like the Kalahari Bushmen, continue to support themselves in that way. It turns out that these people have plenty of leisure time, sleep a good deal, and work less hard than their farming neighbors. For instance, the average time devoted each week to obtaining food is only 12 to 19 hours for one group of Bushmen, 14 hours or less for the Hadza nomads of Tanzania. Skeletons from Greece and Turkey show that the average height of hunter-gatherers towards the end of the Ice Ages was a generous 5 feet 9 inches for men and 5 feet 5 inches for women. With the adoption of agriculture, height crashed, and by 3000 BC had reached a low of 5 foot 3 inches for men and 5 foot for women. The source of that is Jared Diamond, evolutionary biologist, who wrote The Worst Mistake in the History of the Human Race in 1999. So the first thing that we're going to ask, which I hopefully you just picked up by the source that I gave you, who is the author of this passage? So when we're looking at documents and primary sources or secondary sources, typically the source is going to be at the top or the bottom of the document. So for this one, it's at the bottom of the document. So is this passage going to be a primary or a secondary source? So was Jared Diamond, was he actually there and around, or is he reporting about things that he's learned? Second thing that you need to look out for, or the second question, is what is the author's thesis? So what is he proving to you? So I want you to find the sentence, or actually not even find the sentence. I want you to tell me what the thesis is. So I know this might be new for some of you. Hopefully you guys know what theses are. I'm going to put up an example of the definition of a thesis on the screen. And so you're going to use that definition to kind of craft and create your own thesis you're going to use that to find the author's thesis. So what is the author's thesis? What is he trying to prove to you? That's going to be very beneficial in the future, because most of the writing that you're going to be doing for your AP exam is going to require a thesis. So you have a 4-part AP exam, multiple choice, short answer, document-based question, and your long essay or your free response essay, interchangeable. And so those two, the DBQ and your FRQ or your long essay, those two require a thesis. Short answer does not, and multiple choice does not. So make sure you can find the author's thesis. The third question, what is the bias or point of view of the author? So Is Jared Diamond biased in any capacity in any way? And if so, how? Okay. Next up, the point of view. What perspective or point of view is he coming from? Is he coming from, I believe, looking about our last video, is he coming from that hindsight perspective? Is he coming from a pessimistic perspective? Is he coming from the decline bias? What is kind of clouding his representation of the source and the information? Here's where it gets fun. Number 4. What additional information or documents would be useful to you to evaluate the author's thesis? You're going to explain how you could use the following items. So for each of these, all 3 of them, A, B, and C, you're going to tell me how you could use the following item to help you either write a better paper or to find out more information and evaluate the truthfulness or the trustworthiness of the author's thesis. So for A, we're going to have a description written by Kalahari Bushman of his or her daily activities. So you're going to explain to me, would an explanation or a description written by Kalahari Bushman about what they do on a daily basis, would that help you to evaluate the trustworthiness and the truthfulness of this author's thesis? Who knows? Part B, or question B, we're going to see photographs of skeletons from Greece and Turkey dated at the end of the Ice Age. So would a photograph of a skeleton help you to confirm or deny the author's thesis? Once again, are these photographs of body parts going to be all that you need to confirm or deny? And tell me why this could be useful or why it could not be. Okay, and finally, we're going to have 4C. A cave painting from France drawn by hunter-gatherers. So you're going to explain how you could use the following item and how you could use it to prove or disprove the author's thesis. The final question. Question number 5. The passage says very little directly about the health of either hunter-gatherers or farmers. Up to the year 3000 BC, explain which group you believe likely had better health conditions. So I'm very aware that you guys may not have the most information about life up until the year 3000 BC, but you're going to create an educated guess based on what this excerpt that you guys are going to read or have read by this point in time. And you're going to tell me who had the better health, hunter-gatherers or those who were, or farmers. So once again, who had the better health outcomes, hunter-gatherers or farmers? And then you're going to tell me why. You're going to back it up with some evidence and support it. And that is your assignment for the day. If you have any questions about your assignment for the day, please feel free to send me an email, either directly from Schoology or send me an email directly from Gmail. Whatever your choice is. If you have any issues, please let me know. But if not, I'll see your lovely faces on Thursday, and your assignment is going to be due on Wednesday. All right, guys, have a great Tuesday. Bye.